Hello and welcome! Silrace here with Mechwarrior Online, and this is the Mech Showcase, where I take a mech variant, show some gameplay with it and talk about it in general. And this time, before I get to the actual talking of the mech, I want to pose you a question. So far I have done my Mech Showcase videos of showing a single game with that mech from the beginning to the end of that, well, game. Would you prefer I change this format to showing clips, like shorter pieces from multiple games played with that mech, instead of a single game from beginning to the end? I can change it to that format if you prefer, but I would like to know if that is something people rather see than this format I am doing currently. So let me know in the comment section below, please. Anyways, let's get to the mech itself. The mech is King Crab 000 loyalty variant. Notice the loyalty variant. I have already done the two other loyalty mechs, so this is to complement that setup as well, and also to talk about the King Crab 000 anyways. So, why they didn't call it Mark 0 instead of calling it with the triple zeros? Anyways, let's get on with that point and move on to the actual mech. So, personally, I feel the cockpit is rather cramped. It's kind of nifty that you can look from the side windows by looking around in the cockpit, but you can't really do that all the time when you are like fighting and whatnot. So to me this looks rather cramped. I guess it functions for the crab walker. I can't really call it a chicken walker, can I? It's a crab walker. It's a king crab. Anyway. Quirks-wise, the King Crab only received minor buffs for an AC-20 specifically, and then a couple minor buffs for ballistic velocity and cooldown, and a minor laser, beam duration reduction, as in the duration for how long the laser beams burn. So this kind of makes it so that you can do a whole lot of different builds with this mech, because it didn't get anything silly like 40% buff for some certain specific weapon. So you are kind of free to do all sorts of stuff, and I decided to run mine with 2 PPCs and AC-20. I tried it out for a while with 2 AC-20s because it does have 3 ballistic slots in each arm, allowing you to mount, well, 2 AC-20s, or you could even mount multiple AC-5s, UAC-5s, or even try out the whole turret build of 6 AC-2s if you so desire. Anyway, this build is because I found out that with 2 AC-20s, you simply sacrifice so much in the engine department that I just couldn't play around with, alright? I like my speed, I like being able to get to places, and having some speed. This is actually without speed tweak as well, as you can see from the speed I'm going with a 350 standard engine. Obviously not putting an XL engine on a 100-ton assault mech, that would be kind of silly. But, if you wanna try that out, you go ahead and try that out. Not something I personally recommend, alright? So, with some speed, you can actually spearhead the assault, and this is what I personally feel assault mechs should be about and should be for. And that's exactly what I am doing. As you can see, I am the very point of my team for majority of the gameplay you are going to see on the background. Granted, I have basically no armor and I have lots of critical damage towards the end of the game, but I do take the damage for all the squishier teammates, and eventually by the time I am nearly dead, I take the backseat. That's when I go and let someone else take the front, essentially. And that was a little wonky because I kind of blocked the adder in. Well, not a good idea in essence, because it stops your teammates from firing at it. And also, don't jump in front of a crab in a fire starter. That is probably a very bad idea, especially for your own personal health and well-being in that particular game. So why double PPCs? Because this thing did receive energy, well, laser duration decrease, not energy duration decrease. Anyway, the two PPCs is really to complement the fact that there is an AC-20 on the right arm, and then you have two energy hard points there. Could easily come smack in there two large pulse lasers and run even cooler, but the thing is that the AC-20 doesn't generate a whole lot of heat by itself. So putting in two PPCs generates heat, quite a bit of it, is actually really good pinpoint damage with the AC-20 on top of it. So obviously at these very close brawling ranges the PPC is much worse than the AC-20. That is, well, how it goes. Like, it has less does less damage when you get closer. You could replace them with ER PPCs if you really wanted to get rid of that. I did not really bother to do that. I feel the ER PPC is not worth the heat, unless the particular mech is really quirked for using ER PPC. This is where people are still shooting at me, which is kind of funky, so I pull back, and this is the point of using a, well, asymmetric build essentially. Everything is in the right side of the mech. So, as you can see, I have lost the entire left side of the mech, and it does not affect my firing capabilities at all. That's just how it goes. And at this point it is, well, hunt down the final, well, living hostile mech. So thank you very much for watching. Hopefully this helped you out, and hopefully this made you decide if you want to upgrade a bundle just to get the loyalty mechs. Maybe not for the king crab because it's already available, but maybe for the others if you so desire. Anyways, thank you very much for watching, and let me know in the comment section below how do you want to see this footage in the future.